Keys and Andy Gray were the famous faces of Sky Sports Premier League coverage for a generation. As English football became a global sensation, they became household names. But they lost it all in a notorious scandal over sexist comments made off-air about a female assistant referee, and they've since moved their careers and their lives to here in Qatar.
Well, somebody better get down there and explain offside to her.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that? Female linesman. That's exactly what I said. Women don't know the offside rule.
Of course they don't. I can guarantee you there'll be a big one today. Kenny will go potty. This is not the first time, is it? Didn't we have one before?
Yeah.
Wendy Toms.
Wendy Toms or something like that, yeah.
The game's gone mad. The charming Karen Brady this morning complaining about sexism. Yeah, do me a favour, love.
I'll take what you like. I'm taking a kick in and I deserve it. There's a firestorm raging out there and it's been very difficult to step into the middle of it. Look, there are two sides to every argument. We are losing at the moment and quite rightly, we're getting a pasting. There's a lot of angry people out there. There are two sides to this. Please, we've aired one a lot. Let's hear the other one a little bit.
Get your tits out for the lads. Get your tits out. Lads.
I should be taking this jacket off when we do it for real.
Okay. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Lads. Give your fruppies a tweak for the lads.
I rang on behalf of Andy and myself Sunday afternoon. I made it an official apology, which Sian accepted. She and I enjoyed some banter together. I was wrong. Andy was wrong. We were both wrong.
Al, you're going to tuck this down here for me, look. Charlotte.
The only problem is, though, as soon as it comes close here, I've got to shut up.
It's in the Manchester United dressing room because my information is it does. Sure. You know, it doesn't really matter what I feel, does it, about me? It's an irrelevance. Anything I say now, you'll get another text in a minute saying, he's whining about himself. I'm not. It doesn't matter. I tried to ring Karen twice on Sunday night. She didn't answer the phone. There is no answer phone, so I text her in case she saw a number she was unfamiliar with and didn't want to answer it. I said, Karen, it's Richard Keys. Now, one thing at Sky Sports that we pride ourselves on is not being sexist at all. So in line with our policy, I see no reason why I should not try and embarrass the person who is going to help us through the fantastic tennis that we have coming up.
Richard Keys, of course, and Andy Gray, the dinosaurs that used to be on Sky before they got kicked off and they ran over to Qatar. Now, this guy's chatting crap. Yeah. I think in the case of Richard Keys, because there's more Richard Keys than Andy Gray.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I think in the case of Richard Keys, maybe because he's a Coventry fan, and they can't buy a win at the moment. He doesn't know what celebrating's about. They moan about fans moaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when fans want to celebrate, it's a problem. When players want to celebrate, it's a problem. It's bloody ridiculous, man. What is wrong with these? This is why some of these little dinosaur guys in the media need to go, man. Get them out, man. I'm fed up with them.
Yeah.
You hear them, when the more they talk, man, you're like, yo, bro, that's why nobody watches you lot no more.
Yeah.
That's what.
And Richard came back and he fell asleep. And, you know, I have to be perfectly honest in the actions that I took, because I don't think I would be alone in when suspicions are alerted that you want to really find out what's going on. Of course. Even if it's to say nothing. There's an part of you that wants to say, well, what is happening here? So he was snoring away and I got up and I went to his phone and I had a look at the messages, and the first one that popped up was from her.
You smash it?
Well, let's get to why you came here, right? So the last time many people would have seen, if they don't watch your commentaries now, would have been when you were riding unbelievably high at Sky. Premier League was on fire. You guys were the front men for it. Life was good. You were superstars, really, of British TV, especially in football. And then bang.
Do you recognise any of that?
Yeah, just me.
I used to watch you guys. I love you guys, right? You know, you're an integral part of my football watching life. Yeah. And then bang. Do you regret saying the things you said, albeit they were said privately?
Of course. Listen, yes. I questioned whether a young lady from Coventry, my hometown, would know the offside law as she made her debut.
It was a female linesman.
Yeah. I, on air,
because I was not sure who her father was, actually on air as we went to the kick-off said, and we also have a female assistant, we call them these days. Good luck to her, Sian. I don't know, I may have gone to school with her dad. She's from my manor, so all the very best to her. She made a number of errors first half that I was insistent we didn't show, nor did we. She got one absolutely spot on, the goal that was scored against Liverpool, I believe. When I spoke to her the following day, she was great. She said, hey, come on. Now,
you rang her to apologise?
Yes, of course.
And she accepted the apology?
She more than accepted it. She said, I expected this last week. It's just a bit of fun. Come on, Keezy. I'd never really come across that word, banter. She said, oh, come on, it's just banter. And that, I suppose, stuck in my mind. And I said, no. I said, Sian, this is really serious now. It's got a life of its own. I have to make this an official apology on behalf of myself and Andy, who's in commentary now. She went, well, right, OK, I'm waiting. So I did. And then she went, oh, by the way, a couple of things first half that you didn't show. Thank goodness for that. Thank you. I said, well, we're not in that business. You know, so yes, in isolation, those my questioning whether she knew the offside law was unacceptable.
Without anybody, honestly, in sports television at the time, very few people would survive all their private conversations being made public. I don't think that's not because everyone's awful. It's because the banter that you alluded to earlier was very prevalent.
I hate, by the way, I hate that word, and I'd never, as I said, I'd never used it. But Sian said to me, I expected it last week. Oh, come on, it was only banter. And I suppose that was in my head. And at the time, when you're on the defensive, because you can't get your head around what's going on, it's an extraordinary place to be. You know, you've set the dogs on many in a different role.
Well, I've been on the receiving end too.
You've also been on the receiving end.
So I've been poached return gamekeeper as well. I know what it's like.
It's a terrible place to be.
If you had your time again, would you have done anything different in the way you responded?
Yes.
What would you have done?
I would have accepted quicker that what people were saying to me was accurate, and I would have understood sooner that what happened shouldn't have done. But you're not in that place, and but I've said many times to friends, given the same circumstances again, of course I would have gone at things differently. But you also have to then factor in mental health, which I think people too quickly dismiss, less so now than they have. For the first time in my life, I found myself in a very difficult place. I couldn't get my head around it, Piers. It didn't at that time seem to be so significant to start the forest fire that was engulfing us.
Horrible. I couldn't work it out. I knew I'd done wrong, but I thought, you know, for 2 weeks I couldn't get out of the house. Just surrounded by press and TV cameras and crews, and amazing. Weird, really weird. Really weird. But we're through it now. I am through it now.
And your family was what saved you?
Yeah, Rachel and the kids. And pals. You know, friends, people who... You learn who your friends are, Piers, when things like that happens to you, and I think we both did, didn't we? We both learned.
Did you know how low Andy was?
Yes, I was there too.
Same?
Oh.
What, feeling suicidal?
Oh, Piers.
Really?
You have no idea. It's you know, mental health, he's right. You can't explain. You look back now with a clear head and you go, what? Come on, what are you thinking? You know. But when you're in that place, and he's right. You couldn't. I used to have to leave my house from my back garden. I would walk to a local nursery that was close by. I got in a taxi and I flew out here actually because Nasser Al Khalifi, who I'd worked for earlier, 2008, and he wanted me to join then. And of course I should have done. But I was too comfortable. I should have taken his offer, but didn't. So he called and said, look, nobody's talking about it out here. Why don't you come out here? But then the heat got too much, and I felt I had to back away for us because it was going to bring too much attention to this country, and they didn't need to inherit our problems at that time. So we put it on a burner. So in effect, I lost 2 jobs we lost 2 jobs in 2 weeks. One of them of our own volition. But no, it's Do
you think it was wrong that you lost your jobs?
Well,
I mean, you talked about how it made you feel.
Well, let me ask you. Can I ask you then? Can I turn that on you?
Yeah.
Because I would like to know. Do you think it was wrong we lost our jobs?
Well, it's interesting. You know, when I've looked at it all again, it feels to me like an overreaction by everybody because I think that you made fulsome apologies. I know Karen Brady, for example, who is one of the bosses at West Ham, and when one of her players got caught kicking a cat around, horrendous video came out. She said everyone deserves second chance and forgiveness. I know the moment I announce I've done this interview, we all know what's going to happen. There'll be people on Twitter. Why are you interviewing those sexist dinosaurs?
Because dinosaurs ruled the world for about 300 million years. So I'm really not
You're proud to be a dinosaur.
Very much so.
I kinda
Embrace it, Piers.
I kind of stay away from social media most of the time, Piers. I've not been a fan of it for that kind of reason. I'm too
to
old.
those who think
I'm too old to be.
To those who
picking it up.
think that's what you are, because of what happened 10 years ago, what do you say to them?
Talk to anyone who knows me. Really, I can't defend myself. It's easy to defend myself, you know, but that would be wrong. People know me, Piers. People who have been my friends and talk to my family. Anyone who knows me, ask them. And if they turn around and say to you, yeah, he's definitely a sexist, then I would be very, very surprised. So, that's it.
If you were offered jobs again in the UK, would you go back?
I am deeply loyal to the company that I work for and with. I think there is a process at which now I would be able to, engage, yes. But there is no suggestion of that being the case. But yeah, listen, I find it extraordinary, honestly, because in life things happen for a reason, I believe. I wouldn't wish upon any, but well, I might one or two exceptions, but I wouldn't wish on the majority what we went through. But I, as a result, have lived a wonderful life here.
I mean, I feel, and I might be completely wrong here, but just from the interview you gave to the Telegraph and from just things I've picked up, and even today, actually, that I think that maybe you've come to terms with what happened better, in the sense that you're ready to sort of leave it. I feel with you, Richard, correct me if I'm wrong, there's still a lot of anger about what happened.
No, I just don't.
And resentment.
No, I don't think that's necessarily true. I'm very comfortable at the place we're in, but I will always carry a little bit of anger in my back pocket. I don't think that's a bad thing.
If anyway, to say
enjoy
in your own home.
Yes.
I've enjoyed my time here, and I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it. And I hope this interview goes a way to, making people realise what you've been through. And
we'll end as we started, Piers. It is kind of you to offer the invitation for us to come and talk to you. And I know one of your objectives when you took this job was to uncancel people. And if you've played a role, I think so.
Morning, boys.
Where is she?
Oh, get off the pitch!
I'm not on the pitch.
Get your tits out for the lads. Get your tits out.
Wow.